I don't know about you, but I love when I get more than one purpose out of the same item. I feel like I'm getting double for my money. How do you feel about that? Let's talk about this back in a minute. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what just happened. Earlier, I just went through like the whole beginning of the show and I'm thinking everything's good, going right through. And I noticed something was a little different about my screen. I didn't press record. Hello. These things happen. Welcome to the weekend. Hi, this is Jan from New York. My brand new name to my channel for the last couple of weeks is the Save Money and More with Jan channel. I'm still Jan. I still love helping people save more of their hard-earned money. There you go. I love it when we have common household products around that we paid for already that gets more than one use. I'm going to give you an example of that. Okay, as you know, I love to use powdered creamer, the non-dairy one, the one that comes in a jar or plastic bottle, whatever, not the liquid one. Here's what a lot of people don't realize. They pay a lot more money for the liquid one, the one with flavor, extra flavors in it. You can actually make your own from the powdered, but that's another show. Just add hot water, stir it together. It reconstitutes into a liquid. You just put your favorite flavors in. But I know you want the professionally flavored one. I get it. All right. But it is a little more cost effective sometimes, not all the time. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. I actually make a really, really, really yummy, delicious sweet treat using my French vanilla powdered non-dairy creamer. What? Yeah, they have different flavors. They even have like a chocolate one. But in this case, I'm talking about the French vanilla one. Here's what I do. If you're a fan of cannoli cream, those Italian pastries, they like long, they like look like a hollowed out log, so to speak, and inside of it is this like delightful cream. Well, if you like a similar kind of cream, because basically, believe it or not, that kind of cream is actually made from ricotta cheese. I know it's hard to believe. However, if you happen to have some ricotta cheese, maybe take a cup and a half, okay, whatever you want, but you eyeball it. See, I eyeball things. I don't really like measure it. I just use my eyes on this one. But what I'll do is I'll take some of my French vanilla creamer to, let's say, 1 part ricotta cheese, a couple of tablespoons of that French vanilla creamer. I'll add it to that with a drop, I would say about half a tablespoon of milk. I will smooth it together. And if you don't have the creamer, certainly you could use a capful of vanilla. If you want to use fresh vanilla extract, or if you have the imitation, whatever you have on hand is the one. And if you do that, be sure to add some confectionery sugar to taste, or some granulated, but confectionery works well. So in my case, because I'm using the French vanilla creamer, I'm not using confectionery sugar. So it's ricotta cheese, French vanilla creamer. If you want a little boost extra of the vanilla flavor, add a little more vanilla, a little handful of miniature chocolate chip morsels. Oh my word. You put that in there, just, like fold it in, whatever, put it back in the fridge, let it sit a little while. I know you can be anxious to get it. I get that. What you could do, you can make a whole big bunch of it, especially like with, the special parties on game days coming up. Put out a little platter, whatever. Put that in a bowl, that cream that I just described to you. It's like a cannoli cream. And you can get those, ice cream cones if you want. The kind that like you would fill up ice cream with. But the one that's a little stronger and darker, I think they call that a sugar cone, if I'm not mistaken. Break it up into dippable pieces, and people can like dip into that cream. Oh, my word. Yes, and I use French vanilla creamer. To me, it is really, really good. But like I said, if you don't have that French vanilla powdered creamer, be my guest and use, the vanilla extract. Hello. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm trying to think, what was the other thing that I wanted to mention that I do with that? This is why I have my trusty notebook with me. I'm telling you. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Okay. Oh, yeah, of course. Duh. That's why I'm so glad that I have this with me. All right. If I make a homemade like tomato soup or or a pea soup from using canned peas, and I whirl that in the blender. And, I put that into my saucepan. I heat it up, not scald it, heat it up, and I make some liquefied regular powdered coffee creamer, and I add that to it, and it gives it like a cream of pea soup effect. You could do the same trick with tomato soup. I'm telling you, I just love reutilizing things. And you know what? I'm looking at that picture behind me with the Pop-Tarts. And Steve Young from the Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel, he had mentioned this, so I take no credit for this. This is Steve Young's idea. He sometimes when he needs to make a no-bake pie crust, he will actually break into pieces, ground up those Pop-Tarts, whatever flavor, and he'll make it into a crust. I love dual purpose things. Hey, let me know if you have any ideas. Let me know in the comment section below. Another thing that people like to work with are, let's say, cornflakes. Cornflakes, crushed up cornflakes makes a great crust, like for, with fried chicken and stuff like that. Yummy. You could do the same thing. Some people do that with Cheerios. They do similar things with Cheerios. Oh my gosh. How old were you? This has like nothing to do with it, but excuse me, I am curious to know, how old were you whenever you ever tasted your first ever in your lifetime Rice Krispie treat? How old were you when you either tasted it for the first time or made it on your own for the first time? Okay. And I know that when you're younger, parents pray that we don't get the Rice Krispies all over the house, but I'll never forget the very, very first time I ever had it. It wasn't here. It wasn't with my parents. Actually, I was doing some volunteer work, and I was, helping out a nun that I knew. And I was quite young. I was about like 11, maybe. And I don't know, she was doing some sort of practicing with music or whatever. And she had, us kids up there because we used to like help out with the church and, with the choir and stuff like that and other voluntary work. So she wanted to throw us a thank you party, which was so kind of her, so cute. I wonder how you're doing if you're out there, Sister Ellen, if you're out there watching. Hello, thank you for everything. But that was the very first time I ever had Rice Krispie treats. So I walked into her apartment and it was like, what are those things? What are those squares? So she said, you never had this? I said, no. So that was my very first experience. So if you think about it, it's like taking like a common thing, like a bowl of cereal, and working it into a completely different recipe. And personally, the ones you make from scratch, to me, the very fresh ones that you make at home from scratch, to me, is a lot better, or at least a bit better than the one they make prepackaged. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but for my taste, I don't know, maybe because I associate it with that memory. Now, there are other things you could do with leftover pasta. Let's talk about pasta for a minute. Now, you know how like with rice, you could have rice either savory or you could have it sweet, like the way we enjoy rice pudding. Who would ever think that a thing called rice pudding would taste so good? But it does, okay? But on the other hand, there's also people that they make a pasta pudding. I know it sounds crazy, right? But they take, let's say, a savory thing like pasta and turn it into a sweet treat. And I could find a video about how to make that, and I could include that in the description box below. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you do that's normally used for one thing, but you get another use of it in a different way? I am curious. It'll help us save some money and will enlighten us too on the multi-purposes thing. Have a great day. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for the Sunday chat. And please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to this channel. But if you don't click like, they're not going to know that you like it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.